Welcome back. This is the Renegade Fight. I am your host, RDJ. Today's episode will be recapping the 2025 National Championship game. The game was played in Atlanta, Georgia on this past Monday night, January 20th, where we had the Notre Dame Fighting Irish versus the Ohio State Buckeyes. So let's get into it. Coach Marcus Freeman and the Notre Dame offense through quarterback Riley Leonard drove the ball downfield through a good run game using a number of different plays such as shotgun formation, counter traps, sweeps, and quarterback runs to convert on multiple first downs to score on the opening drive of the game. Ohio State first possession began around 5 minutes and 15 seconds left in the first quarter on the clock. Uh, Ohio State had a quick strike offense using run plays such as sweeps, counter traps, as well, with an addition from the pass game, slant routes, screen passes, bootleg screens through quarterback Will Howard to tie the score 7-7 with 14 minutes, 10 seconds left in the second quarter. And that was Jeremiah Smith that scored the opening touchdown for Ohio State. It was then that Ohio State's offense took over the game, dominating Notre Dame Irish as a team for the next few drives, putting the score out of hand into the third quarter, making the score Ohio State 31 and Notre Dame 7. The Notre Dame Fighting Irish lived up to their name, the Fighting Irish, finding a way to fight back to get into the game through the passing game to cut that score down. Ohio State 31, Notre Dame 23, with 14 minutes and 15 seconds left in the fourth quarter. But it was Ohio State that received the ball back to score downfield uh, by way of a field goal to put the Irish away to end the game with the final score of Ohio State 34-23. So from what we was watching, Notre Dame started out hot. They used a lot of run game the first drive, and not only did they use a lot of run game, yes, they did score, and Ohio State came back with the fierce offense and the fierce defense, and they scored. And when Ohio State started scoring, they done what they've done all year long. And when they put the foot on the gas, they keep their foot on the gas. And that's how Ohio State continued to continuously score uh, multiple times to draw the game out of hand, making that 31-7. So when you got a team like Ohio State that is fast paced like that, it is really, really hard to keep up with the way that they play. And not only is it hard to keep up with the way that they play, as an opponent, when you get down like that, you have to find a way to make plays to get back in the game. And Ohio State, they did just that. Notre Dame um, found a way to climb back into this game. And I'm glad that they did because I knew that Notre Dame had the firepower to do so. I just hate that it got out of hand so quick. But hey, that's just the way of that the football rolls goes. I mean, you can't control the game whenever you are down like that. You have to find a way, and it's got to be a collective effort to get everybody on back on the same page. And Notre Dame did that. Even though they still came up short, they fought a good fight to get back in. And Ohio State, looking at stats too, Ohio State has outscored their opponents 90-32 in the first half of their 4 playoff games from the start opening round of the playoffs up until this national championship game. They've outscored their opponents 90-32. So going in, Ohio State is capable and was capable of putting teams away and putting them away early. So Coach Ryan Day also too is the 5th different head coach to win a national championship at the University of Ohio State. And he joins coaches and legends in this stat, such as Urban Meyer, Jim Tressel, the legendary Woody Hayes, and the legendary Paul Brown. So for Ohio State to win this national championship, put Coach Ryan Day in a great office now, a great office of coaching and coaching wins and coaching national championships. And from, like I stated earlier in broadcast, for someone to be on the hot seat, for someone to be counted out, someone to say he's no good, he's not the right man for the job, let's get rid of him. He can't do this, he can't do that, and he comes out and wheels his team to a national championship. That is awesome. And like I said before, I would take him on my staff any day because he's one of those will fighters. He don't give up. He puts a will to whatever it is he's doing, and he continues to do what it is that he need to do to get done. And from by me covering these 2 teams all week and throughout these playoffs, Ohio State and Notre Dame, they are the 2 teams really now that I really want to see next year and years ahead with these 2 head coaches in Marcus Freeman and Coach Ryan Day, because they find a way, they get their teams to believe this is good football and this is good for the sport. Moving on just a little bit further, the team stats from this game was total yards. Ohio State 445, Notre Dame 308. Passing yards, Ohio State 231, Notre Dame 255. Rushing yards, Ohio State 214 yards, Notre Dame 53. Yards per play, Ohio State 7.2, Notre Dame 5.3. First downs, Ohio State 22, Notre Dame 19. Total plays, Ohio State 62, Notre Dame 58. Time of possession, 32 minutes and 25 seconds for Ohio State, and Notre Dame 27 minutes 35 seconds. So just looking at the team stats, this is pretty much even all the way down the board. Yes, the score don't tell you what the game really was, and this was a tight game. Yes, few mistakes and everything like that, but looking at the stats from just that aspect, it was tight across the board. Um, Notre Dame player stats. Notre Dame passing, Riley Leonard 22 completions off of 31 attempts, 225 yards, 2 touchdowns. From the rushing department, Riley Leonard 17 carries, 40 yards, 1 touchdown. Receiving, Jay Greathouse 6 receptions, 128 yards, 2 touchdowns. Evans, 4 receptions, 52 yards. B. Collins, 4 receptions, 32 yards. Off of the defensive side for Notre Dame, we have D. Brown, 7 tackles. Xavier Watts, 6 tackles. L. Moore, 5 tackles. Jay Burnham, 4 tackles. Jay Kaiser, 4 tackles. A. Schuler and Jay Clark both had 3 tackles. And for Ohio State's stats, passing, Will Howard threw the ball 21 times for 17 completions, 231 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Rushing department, Quinshawn Junkins, 11 carries, 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. Will Howard, 16 carries, 57 yards. Henderson, 12 carries for 49 yards. Receiving department, Jay Smith, 5 carries, 88 yards, 1 touchdown. E. Abuke, 6 receptions, 64 yards. C. Tate, 2 receptions, 35 yards. Off of the defensive side of the ball for Ohio State, JT Tuimolu, 5 tackles, 1 sack. C. Downs, 5 tackles. C. Simon, 4 tackles. S. Styles, 3 tackles with 1 sack. T. Williams, 3 tackles. And Burke, also 3 tackles. So just looking at just that stat line, the quarterbacks really put their team on their backs to try to carry their teams to a win. And Will Howard really played an awesome game, as well as Riley Leonard. So that was all of the stats that we had for the game. And I wanted to also say congratulations to the Ohio State Buckeyes on this year's 2024-2025 national championship. As we know, the season starts in 2024, but the actual national championship game is always played months later into the new year. The playoff games were also in the end of 2024. So congratulations to the Ohio State Buckeyes for winning the national championship. Uh, Good luck for next year. Everybody will be ready to see you on the schedule and hope to see you back into the playoffs on next year. So enjoy your time, enjoy your celebrations, well deserved. And to the Notre Dame Fighting Irish as well, congratulations for getting to the national championship, putting on a good fight. And we always want to say this was a awesome football season. I enjoyed everything about this season. I can't wait for 2025 season. Just can't wait. So just encourage everyone, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend about us. This is the Renegade Fight, and I am your host, RDJ. Go Noles.